Coast towns evoke visions of completely deserted structures, crumbling roads, and complete seclusion. However, it isn't always the case. In many ghost towns, people are still attempting to cling to or return to bygone eras. These are a few American abandoned villages where some residents still reside. Goodsprings, Nevada. Ghost towns in California and Nevada are terrible. During the mid-1800s gold rush and even long into the early 1900s, abandoned mining boom towns frequently fell into disrepair very rapidly. Since they are state parks or historically protected areas, the majority of these remain deserted. Nonetheless, Goodsprings' continued existence in the current day can be attributed to its close proximity to Hollywood and Las Vegas. The Pioneer Saloon, regarded as the oldest and most genuine saloon in the southern part of the state, is located there. The town gained notoriety as the crash location of actress Carole Lombard's plane. Her husband, the soon-to-be Clark Gable, grieved for hours in the Pioneer Saloon mentioned earlier. Currently housing just about 200 people, Goodsprings offers adventure and culinary trips. Thurman, West Virginia. Thurman's population relied on one thing for years on end, just like most ghost towns. The opening of Thurman's railway station resulted in a huge increase in trade and tourism in the once remote area. The Dunlin Hotel was constructed across the river from Thurman, which at the time only allowed alcohol for about 200 inhabitants in order to house them. The hotel immediately became known for being a great place to gamble and party, with weekly balls and performances in the recreation rooms and grand lobby. There was the longest ever poker game played there, according to Ripley's Believe It or Not, 14 years. The devastation of the Dunlin Hotel by arsonists in 1930 was the final nail in Thurman's coffin as it appealed to climb because to its inaccessibility, except from via railway. Currently part of New River Gorge National Park, the majority of the land not occupied by the town's 5, as of the 2010 census, residents is owned by the government. Banak, Montana. The Banak tribe of Native Americans once lived in Montana before it became a state in the Union, thus the name. When gold was found nearby in 1892, Banak naturally became the place to be. It was so much so that for 2 years it was the capital city of the Montana Territory. In the 20th century, Banak was doomed by harsh winters, crime, and its isolated location. 12 people still call that place home, but don't worry, they enjoy themselves. The town hosts Banak Days once a year, which allowed guests to see Banak as it may have been in its prime. Authentic Western cuisine, historical reenactments, and pretend mining bring hundreds of people to Banak each summer. Rodney, Mississippi. This quaint little village was just 3 votes away from becoming the state capital at one point. Before then, the region's topography made it convenient for Native Americans to traverse the Mississippi River, which later attracted commercial boats. Along with having a large number of shops and eateries, Rodney was home to the first opera house in the state in the 1830s. Unfortunately, a severe yellow fever outbreak in 1843 caused the population to plummet. Nevertheless, Rodney was able to recover, peaking in the 1860s. Ultimately, the steamboat town was destroyed by the Civil War. The surrounding land, the cattle, and the economy were all destroyed by the conflict, even if the city itself saw no bloodshed. The precise population is unknown today, although Reconstruction, like most of the South, simply served to accelerate these trends. Scio, Oregon. Despite having 30 residents as of 2020, this erstwhile wool capital of the world was initially referred to as a ghost town in 1959 at the Oregon Centennial Exposition. When Oregon's railroads were modernized with more direct lines to major towns in the 1960s, Scio was left isolated and the area lost commerce. Scio, which has a well-maintained historic district, is worth visiting in the summer months if you want to see a virtually authentic ghost town. The town's general shop, a small museum, and other historical artifacts are open during this time.